Tired of small men hijacking this club, letting their ego, their weakness dictate.
Easy is tired of small men ruining this club. They don't get any smaller than Booster Seat Bishop, and it looks like he is no longer the president, as you can see from a clip of the Season 4 Mayans trailer. Bishop walking away from the temple without the El Presidente patch on him, which means he is no longer the president, which means the Mayans, Santo Padre, need to appoint a new president, and that's what this video is all about. We're going to see, out of the current club members, who would be the most suitable person to take over. We've narrowed it down to 3 people, not necessarily the 3 people that we prefer, but the 3 people we feel like would make the best choice based on realism and the way the show's going and stuff like that. Because let's be real, Creeper isn't going to be appointed president from like having two minutes of screen time to
3 seasons.
Yeah, to Presidente. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. So let's start with Taza.
Everyone's favourite gay man.
Taza makes the most logical sense. We know that he's gay. He came out and he told us. He takes up the bum. I guess that's fine. The show have allowed him to stay in the charter. Now, we do not know if Bishop reveals his secret. We'll find out, I guess, in Season 4. But what we do know right now, as things stand, that Bishop is still in the club. He hasn't been kicked out yet. So, if there is going to be a new president, Bishop probably is the most... Taza is probably the most logical option.
The VP obviously is like next to the throne.
It's next in line, you know. VP gets promoted. It's just how it works, guys, you know. It's how it normally works in anything. The person next in line, assistant manager normally takes over manager. Number 1 contender takes over for champion. You know how it works. Vice president normally takes over from president. It doesn't always work that way, but sometimes, most times, it would be Taza taking over the role of Bishop. Now, the question is, GW, do you think it will be Taza taking over the president role?
No, because I feel like what's going to happen with Bishop, his reasoning for getting hoovered out of the president position will also result in the hierarchy being put out, which also would come with the VP. You could argue the sergeant, but at the end of the day, they're just the president's right-hand man. So I could definitely see the president and the VP getting put out. And if the VP gets put out, how could you just move him into the president position? So I don't think it's Taza. And besides, if the club find out that he's gay and he's rocking the mohawk, will he even be allowed a seat at the table?
Will he even be allowed fucking into living?
Is that why every scene's with him outside the fucking clubhouse? Maybe. But does that move us on to candidate number 2, or do you feel like he's got a chance? Or do you feel like it's no chance in hell?
As Vincent Kennedy McMahon would say, no chance in hell. Right, let's move on then to option number 2. Hank, Tranquilizer. I am shite and dropped 2 bottles of beers because the guy on the right stole my wannabe girlfriend. So yeah,
that's what gets me. It's like, why is a guy...
Now, Easy stole her on him as well.
How can a guy that, like, acted so pathetic about that, like it was something at a high school dance, be leading a fucking club?
Yeah, no.
And then when you look past that, which is pretty hard to look past, the guy's pish. He's had 3 seasons of hee-haw. And remember the scene where he asked his mum if he couldn't fight Nails over for dinner? That's as good as I got for this guy.
Yeah, that was it. He did get to bully a fat boy around, even though Hank's pretty fat as well. Like, I mean, it'd be like Gilly fucking bullying Hank for being fat. You know, you looked in the mirror there, Gilly. You right. Fat son of a bitch. So Hank, I guess, is a logical option to be the next president based on the fact that he is essentially 3rd in the tier system of Mayans in terms of ranking, in terms of like the power structure, authority figure structure. He is 3rd, being the sergeant at arms, but it doesn't necessarily mean...
Yeah, like I feel like at a club, like the sergeant at arms is not really picked there because of leadership. It's always because of like, you know, like their
assassinating,
hitman, and their gun skills, you know, like Tig was right-hand man. I don't Bobby think Tig was a better president than Tig.
I don't think Tig would have made a good president. No. And I love Tig, but in Happy again, you can understand why Happy was the sergeant at arms. And then we move on to, I think, the last realistic choice here, because let's just look through the other candidates here. Gilly.
No.
I don't see any hope. Creeper, it's a no. Easy, I can see it, but I just think it would be a bit too soon.
I think realistically he should be president.
He should be, but
it just wouldn't happen.
Can the guy that is last in really be president? I know you could say Steve was in, but he's dead, right?
Yeah.
And he was in for a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? And let's be real, he shouldn't have got put in anyway.
And it's not a Jax being JT's son ordeal either. He's just some guy.
I mean, I reckon the only reason they put Steve in was because it was 3 seasons. They'd only killed off one member. I think they needed to add another body.
Yeah, and then they killed him off.
Because I don't think Steve was club material at all.
No.
So
that's the bottom line. So we've basically... And Coco just got put out, so it would never be him.
Yeah.
Because he's last in.
And Riz is dead. Is there anyone else we haven't covered?
No. Unless Bishop gets his patch ripped off and sticks it back on. Ironed it off or something, I don't know. But anyway, last but not least, we have Angel, and I feel like this guy could be at but...
I mean, he is the secretary, he is like commanding, he is like a leader, he does have his own sort of group. As from the early seasons, we've seen that he was like the leader of like a secondary group with him, Gilly and Coco. Obviously, he would have the backing of his brother, so I do think if it goes to a vote, if it comes to, you have to vote in the next president, you could definitely see that Angel would have maybe numbers on his side when it comes to voting. Therefore, I think Angel could possibly be the next president. And I think the reason why he's got a really good chance is just because no one else is really suitable for the job, in my opinion. I can't see it being Taza. I can't see it being Hank. And I pretty much ruled out everybody else. So I think by default, Angel will be the next president of the Mayans. If you want to throw it another name, what about El Padrino? What about Alvarez?
Yeah, I mean... I would rather give it to Alvarez than any of these 3. Maybe apart from Angel, I could see Angel, but even then he's a bit petty, isn't he?
But Alvarez coming back in and leaves the club and then he gets back in, doesn't need to prospect and gets straight in at the... it would throw the rule book completely out the window, but I guess this show's already, done that. If Taz is allowed to stay in,
fucking hell, Padrino,
if Coco's allowed to, get off his tits on drugs and be allowed to keep his patch after having it stripped away from him, then I guess El Padrino, the founder, coming back in and taking over the president's patch, I don't think that is too far-fetched. But anyway, guys, let us know down below in the comments, who do you think will be the next president? Do you think it'll be Taza? Do you think it'll be Hank? Or do you think it'll be Angel? If you think it'll be none of the 3, then let us know who you think it'll be. We'll catch you in the next Mayan video, but until then, peace!